Hey guys, welcome to Nana's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to fix hamburger steaks with onions and mushrooms. Here's what you're going to need. I've got 2 pounds of hamburger meat. You're going to need your salt. You're going to need your pepper. You're going to need either 2 small onions, or I can go ahead and do 1 large one. You're going to need some all-purpose flour. You're going to need 4 of these white mushrooms, already spiced. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to need our large skillet for our hamburger steaks. And let's use our medium deep skillet for our mushrooms. Love my cast iron roll. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and chop our onions. Now I went ahead and got 1 more onion because these are so small. These onions are strong. Ooh, Nana. Okay, so now we're going to take each pound of hamburger, and each pound should give you 4 patties. Okay, we were able to get 8 patties, and this is my big 10-inch pan, so these are pretty big patties. Alright. Now we're going to do our pepper, and we're just doing it on one side, and after this side cooks, we'll flip it over and add salt and pepper to the other side. Okay, now, number 1 thing about hamburgers when you're cooking them on the stove. Don't touch them. Don't squish them. Don't do anything to them until they're ready to turn over. And I'll usually wait till it's about halfway up the side of the burger and turns brown. And then I start flipping them, okay? But don't touch them. Even if you're tempted, don't touch them. And just make sure they're not on too high of a heat. You don't want to burn them. So, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so while we're waiting on the hamburgers, we're going to go ahead and start our mushrooms. 4 tablespoons of butter, and put it in our deep dish cast iron. We're going to let it start melting. Okay, now we're going to add our pre-cleaned white mushrooms. Okay, and we've got these on medium-low, and we will just keep an eye on them and keep stirring. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but about halfway up the burger is brown, and it's been about 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So now we're going to flip them over. Remember what I said, don't touch them until you're ready to flip them over. Look at that nice golden color. This one's a little bit less brown. It's on direct heat. Okay, now we're going to set the timer for about 5 or 6 more minutes after we put our salt and pepper on this side. We'll set our timer for about 5 or 6 minutes on this side. Okay, it's been 6 minutes on this side now. We still got a little bit of juices coming out. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over 1 more time. Okay, so we have flipped them 3 times. First time 6 minutes, second time 6 minutes. This time we did it 5 minutes. So we want to check to see if they're done. Cut one of the thickest ones. They look done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them out and we're going to place them in a plate. Okay, now we're going to save those aside, and we're going to use our grease to fry our onions in. So we're going to separate our onion rings. And we're going to let them cook for about 5 minutes. Saute our onions in the fat. Okay, time to get these lovely onions out. And what we'll do is we will put them on top of our hamburger patties until we get our gravy made. And then we'll put everything else back in. Okay, now what we're going to need to do now is maybe add a little bit more oil because a lot of our fat got soaked up in some of the onions. So we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is olive oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want. Let's see how much we got. Yeah, we got plenty for a gravy now. Now we're going to take our all-purpose flour and we're going to see how many scoops we need. Just enough flour to soak up all the grease. Here's 2 large spoonfuls. Let's see. A little bit more. Let's do 3 spoonfuls. This is a pretty big spoon, so usually, you know, Nana measures with her eyeballs. So we're gonna let this cook for a minute, soak up all that grease and that oil. While it's cooking, go ahead and get you about 6 to 8 cups of water, because once you start pouring it, you can't stop. So I have 2 big containers right here, 4 cups each. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep pouring both of them at the same time until I get enough. And I can tell by looking at my pan how much is enough. Okay, that's enough. Now you can take your whisk and start whisking your flour and your water. And you'll start feeling those clumps unstick from the bottom of your pan. Okay, we're waiting till our gravy is starting to get thick. And now we taste it. It's gonna need salt and pepper. Now remember, we salt and peppered the meat, but not the gravy. So now we're gonna start on the gravy, because that gravy's gotta have some good salt and pepper in it too. Okay, we'll keep stirring till it gets thick enough. And you just have to keep tasting it and see if you need to add any more salt and pepper, because you don't want it tasting like flour. The consistency, oh yes, a nice thin gravy. All right, now we're ready to stick our meat. Look at that. Oh, ready to stick our meat back in there. Okay, so we've turned our heat down, and now we're gonna add our hamburger patties. Just put them around in the gravy. Ooh-wee. One in the middle, one on the side, and we got all these delicioso onions. Onions. Looky there. Alright guys, here is our hamburger steaks with onions and mushrooms. We got some rice. Daddy don't like gravy on his rice. This is Mama's right here. Yes, got that gravy and them onions. Y'all try this. It's so easy and delicious. Y'all have a beautiful day. Nana loves you.